All right, welcome everyone. We've got here Matt DelPriorie. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Keon. Pleasure to be
Excited
here.
to, likewise. First time we've met. Obviously, Nick mentioned that I should interview you and hear some of your stories and your wins working with Nick over the past, how many months now has it been?
It's been about 5 months now.
Okay, terrific. And Nick mentioned you are, one of the top producers. You are the director of financial planning for Fortis, and you've got a master's and you've certified left, right, and center in this field. How did you get into this industry? Just curious.
Sure. Actually, through internships. My story is, my dad came to this country as an immigrant. I worked with him in his landscaping business in Queens, New York, from
Wow.
12 to 20 years old. Learned the value of hard work and the value of entrepreneurship, and wanted to start a business of my own, but also make an impact on
Hmm.
others. And kind of found my calling in financial planning just through various internships. And here I am, blessed 19 years later.
Wow.
Uh, grown a nice practice, surrounded myself with great people, and had made a nice impact on many lives.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about impact, isn't it? And especially in the areas of wealth, which is such you know, a pain point for so many people trying to figure out how to get to that financial freedom or at least financial security to some sense, especially in this complicated world that we live in, no more job security and everything. In the 19, so you've been in this industry for 19 years, correct? And
Correct.
you're one of the top producers. You're doing, may I ask roughly what your numbers are? Seven figures plus, I believe,
Yeah, just about 1.5 million or so of revenue.
of gross. Okay, terrific. And how did when you reached out to Nick, or how did you come across Nick? By the way, did you hear, was it word of mouth or?
Nick was introduced in a group setting about 2 years ago to the firm, and he did some
Mhm.
group coaching. He was new to the firm, certainly not new to the business. And, being at the level I was at, I've surrounded myself with people who were better than me my whole career. And I've gotten to the
Mhm.
point where I'm like, I need someone to look up to and sort of
Mhm.
learn from and have a mentor. And Nick really checked off a lot of those boxes for me.
Terrific. And tell me a bit about, I guess the areas that you were looking to improve upon.
Yeah, for me, it was less business and more personal. I feel like very comfortable in what I'm doing and how I'm approaching, folks in my business. But, I have a family. I have two beautiful girls, a beautiful wife, and it's just, work, work, work. I don't want to continue to work 60 hours a week. And I think Nick put it best in early on the coaching. He says there are four tires, right, to your Ferrari.
Yeah.
And, if three of them are running, but one tire is flat, you don't have a high performance vehicle. And I had some flat tires, I had some leaks, right? And so for me,
Mm-hmm.
the four important places were, my family, my
Hmm.
health, spirituality, and the business, right? And so my business tire was fully running, and
Hmm.
the other three were lacking air, if you will.
Got it, got it. And the last 4 or 5 months, what have you been? How's Nick kind of helped you in specifically which area, for example?
Yeah, I was explaining to him recently, I've always been very focused on family providing, and my
Mhm.
health has been inconsistent,
Yeah.
working out, eating right, then stopping for 2 months. Um, but the spirituality is one that I didn't think would be so prevalent and upfront. And again, he's not there to preach any one particular
Hmm.
religion, right? But really help me lean into a closer relationship with God, and has really helped start and create a better foundation for the
Mm.
other three tires. So I'm glad it took that turn in a sense,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
help bring more consistency and accountability to my overall key areas of life.
Yeah, I mean that's such an important foundation, isn't it, to give us that peace of mind and stability to some sense. What about hours? You've told about working 60, 70 hours like a lot of top producers while juggling family. What sort of strategies has Nick helped you with, in helping you kind of have a new perspective on how to kind of cut down your hours and still be able to produce at the level you want to produce?
Yeah, no, that was, and it's interesting because I came in more of that personal, but obviously I like to have alignment, right? Balance and alignment. Look, who I am is what I do for work and vice versa. And so it's really nice that, Nick has been in the business. He's been in my shoes. He's faced the same issues that I face. So kind of helped me cut through the noise a bit. And, things like delegation, understanding what's important. I didn't think I would lean into him as much on the business side, but I have been,
Mm,
because I know that if I can be more effective with my time at work, it'll allow me to have more family time, be more conscious about my health, be more conscious about my spirituality. And so, delegation, hiring someone to be my integrator, right? Just kind of giving you that extra push that sometimes when you're alone on your island by yourself, you kind of are afraid to make certain decisions. So it's reassuring to just bounce ideas off of him. He's always been there to guide me.
fantastic, fantastic. So what, a lot of people listening in and considering, Equal Performance Academy, and there's different programs that we have, obviously, but in general, I guess, what sort of advice would you give people? Let's say they're at the, six-figure level. A lot of people are, not that many people are at the seven-figure level like yourself, bringing in, whatever, 1.5. But, what was kind of some of the breakthroughs that helped you go from, mid 6 to 7, and what would you say to them, how possibly Nick could help, folks like, yourself?
Yeah, I think it really is kind of a reflection. If you think about, professional baseball players, right? They go
Mhm.
to spring training every year to go back to the basics. And sometimes when you're in the business for 15, 16 years, you overlook some of those basics. And, sometimes you're a little bit hesitant to try a different way. So you have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to do the work. A coach is great for accountability and advice. But if you're not open-minded, you're not going to do the work or at least try, then, it's not really worth your time. So, to me, there's a commitment on both ends, right?
Mhm,
Nick is
mhm.
committed, but I'm committed as well because that's what's going to make this engagement work.
So ultimately, you can lead a horse to water, but the coaching side, I think one of the biggest things is accountability, right? So, and also you need to be self-motivated. Ultimately, the when the what's to say with the student, when the student is ready, right, the master will appear. So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, and
think.
it's easy for us to let ourselves down, right? If, oh, I don't do it, well, I'm not going to beat myself up. But when you have someone accountable that you're accountable to,
Mhm,
it makes you think. And, the weekly meetings are a good time to check in, refresh,
mhm.
refocus. So that accountability for me is big.
Yeah.
And, learning that, look, it wasn't perfect for me, right? In the beginning, I was gung ho and then I kind of tailed off a little bit, but Nick was there to get me back on track. And, so it's easy to get discouraged when you're by yourself, but when there's folks, with you,
Mhm.
guiding you, it makes a big difference. He's brought on other partners spiritually, health wise,
Yeah.
which is nice, right? Because you want to get different perspectives.
Mhm.
He's always looking to improve, which is nice to see, right? Like myself in my practice, I'm always looking to improve my practice. He's always looking to improve the experience of the coaching engagement, which is good to see.
Absolutely. You always got to innovate. And that's right. We're going to launch this new format shortly. And yeah, excited to get, more feedback from yourself and others. So once again, thank you, Matt. And, really excited to hear that you're getting some breakthroughs in just a few months. And, hope to have you back on one day on one of our other podcasts.
Likewise, Keon, appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Take
All
care.
right, enjoy your day.
You
Okay,
too.
bye.